All right, y'all. So now let's get into this Anya Nurve story because, yeah, I was like, yeah, I did see there was way more to the article than what I had read. I just paraphrased a lot of the other stuff. But apparently, yes, Anya has spoken out regarding to Arrietty's hateful post, or should we say shady post, Shady Pines post in regards of, I was like, wait a minute, what's going on? 'Cause I got the same thing open twice in regards to what, she has said about Anya Nurve's mouth. Which, if she ever thought about changing her drag name, she could change it to Halitosis or Halitosis. So now, can you imagine? Is there a drag queen out there named Halitosis? That would be hilarious if that was. And then, if you do name yourself that, you got to make sure your brother's on point all the time. So now, the remaining queens of RuPaul's Drag Race Season 17 confirmed that Arrietty's lipstick mirror message solidified her as the villain of the season, but they are ready to forgive and move on. Is she really the villain of the season? Well, she did really, yeah, she did kind of. That last episode, it was bad. But I'm like, there's been multiple villains. I mean, I guess we could put Joella up in there too, but maybe Arrietty does get the crown for that. If they would do Miss Congeniality, well, they do Congeniality. I feel like it would go to Anya. And if it was Villain of the Season, they should start doing that though. They should start giving out awards for Villain of the Season. It will go to Arrietty. Look, speaking to your live up into your villain era, and like if it was Isabel Brooks' season, Mistress Isabel Brooks' season, which was what, season 15, she'd win the award too. Season 16 would have probably went to Plain Jane. So maybe, look, I'm giving y'all an idea. You don't even got to pay me for a World of Wonder. Start a villain of the season award like y'all do Miss Congeniality. Now, speaking of Entertainment Weekly in Vegas, where the top 6 contestants are in town celebrating the 1,000th episode of RuPaul's Drag Race Live on Saturday, Jules Sparkle said she didn't fully process the eliminated queen's message when she was tasked with reading it at the start of Friday's episode. I literally read it, and you could kind of see I turned around and everyone's face was kind of in shock. And I was like, wait, what does it say? Then I had to read it again. I was like, oh, I was just so out of it. I wasn't really present. So it didn't click. I could definitely understand that because when you're dealing with RuPaul's Drag Race, when you're in the midst of all that mess and you're about to go home, you're not really thinking clearly. It's just like you're coming down off this adrenaline high. And I'm walking into a room. It's like I didn't even process what she wrote in that mirror message. I was just reading it from one smelly chick to another. Just please brush your teeth. And it's like, wait, what? So I didn't pay attention because if I really would have been aware, I was like, let me spray it real quick. Let me wipe off the mirror. I'm not even reading it. Like I would try to spare her feelings. That would have been me. But for the most part, but I know production, no, you have to read it because they need it for the dramatics of it all for the show. So the message left on the mirror in the previous episode of Seattle's Fashion Elf, by Seattle's Fashion Elf, read, as one smelly bitch to another, Anya, please brush your teeth. Now, what viewers didn't learn until the following episode was that the goodbye message referenced a dental condition that Anya had only spoken about off camera because it was such an insecurity for her. Is this real? Lingerie recalls of seeing the message acknowledging that she didn't think Anya had opened up to Arrietty about her issue. I didn't know they talked that closely that she would tell her that information. Also, I was like, why would you write that? Why would you make the last moment on Drag Race negatively about someone else? And so maybe, like I said, maybe she smelled Anya breath and was like, ooh, her breath stink, or whatever the case is, or because she was close with Jules Sparkles, which Jules did say that she has confided in some of the girls behind the scenes that this was the insecurity, that Jules actually brought this up to Arrietty, and Arrietty decided, oh, I'm going to put this in my little arsenal. I'm putting this little bullet in the chamber, so whenever I got to pow this broad with my words, I got to verbally assassinate her, then this is where I'm going to go with it. And then there we have it. So then they said, that's not a good way to go out. She continues, it was very sad. I know Arrietty is a sweetheart, and there's so much more to her drag and her art, but showing that side of her just further confirms that she's the villain that everybody thinks she is, because I just didn't like it. I think she thought it was a joke, but some jokes, as we know from the girls, are not funny. That wasn't funny. Well, maybe it's because, and you know what, when you say that you thinking it's a joke, um, that's why she bombed the roast challenge, because Arrietty is not a joker girl. Some people mistake, and we've said this many a times when you watch RuPaul's Drag Race. There's a difference between roast jokes and being shady. And I think a lot of times there are not people who know how to do that. There are people that know how to do a roast, like a Ginger Minge, like a Alaska, or even who else? Bianca Del Rio. And then you get your Arrietties and your pheromones. So, there's some people who don't know how to articulate that difference. And so, yeah, it doesn't come across as comedy. It doesn't come across as a roast. It comes across as mean spirited. So Lexi Love said this. She said it was a belittling moment. I don't think any of us had belittled each other yet. I didn't feel anybody had disrespected each other. We had all challenged each other. We had all accused each other of stuff, but none of us had actually attacked our insecurities. However, the Queen said that it would be a defining moment for Arrietty, for one of the fans, or one that fans send her hate over. So they said, I didn't want to think that it was intentional to hurt Anya, Lana insists, because I feel like she genuinely thought she was having a kiki moment with her. For her part, Anya said that she forgave Arrietty right after the incident happened, even before they had a chance to discuss it after filming. But she said seeing it still stung. Watching it on the show, I had to relive what I felt in real time, and it wasn't fun. But the good thing about it is that the fans had my back recently, sharing that viewers have sent her well over $1,000 since the incident. So what was that supposed to be towards your dental bill? So when bad things happen, good things happen. Good things are right around the corner. I forgave Arrietty. She's a friend, and more importantly, a sister, and life moves on. Now, speaking of which, when they were saying they were in Vegas to be a part of that whole RuPaul's Drag Race Live, does that mean it aired already? I must have been. Well, y'all know I was busy this weekend, so I didn't really get to see it. I may have to check Wow Presents Plus, um, to see if it is. Wait, you mean this whole time? I damn. Hold on, let me check and see, because I was like, did it air on Wow Presents Plus already? Because I was like, I've been wanting to see it. I didn't know if it came out. Oh, it did. I was like, yeah, I didn't even know that it came out. So yeah, apparently the RuPaul's Drag Race live show already aired over the weekend. And so if y'all actually want to go check it out, you definitely can do that. I was like, well, damn, where was I the whole time? Oh, yeah, I forgot I was busy, so I didn't get around to watching it. So I'm gonna definitely try to catch it. I don't know if I'll be able to catch it today, but I'm gonna catch it sometime this week, maybe tomorrow, because I know there's a lot of stuff I got to catch up on. So now, they said that Onya knows firsthand what it's like to be on the other end of fan reaction after facing some heat herself. Excuse me, at the two previous indiscretions during design challenges. The only thing that I was thinking about is she's going to have to experience what I experienced, but times probably 100. She recalls knowing that Arrietty what she had stepped into. So I did nothing but feel bad for her for what I knew she was going to go through, because what I went through is probably just a fraction of the reaction she's going to get for that incident. But here's the thing. I understand that you want to try to play mama bear and protect people from the things that they do, but you also have to realize this, Anya, that some people just go ahead, when you put stuff out in the universe, with that energy you put out, you're going to get back. No one knows to the extent you're going to get back, but you got to allow people to go through the things that they go through. She's the one that decided to go there and really go far down below the belt. That is like, you can't protect people from what they're going to receive. So you sitting there all the time feeling bad for her. But it was like, when you was going through the things you were going through, was that energy reciprocated? That's what I would be curious about. But they said, But the Queen jokes that being involved in yet more drama was almost the straw that broke the camel's back for her, saying what that incident with me and Arrietty happened. I literally was like, if another mother effing thing happens to me on this mother effing show, I'm gonna walk myself out the door. So yeah, they basically said that the 1000 show at RuPaul Drag Race Live at the Flamingo Hotel in LA, it broadcasts live Saturday at 9:30 on Wow Presents Plus, and then it's on the channel. So yeah, I definitely got to check that because I didn't even know it aired. But you know, I love my drag. But and I want to ask y'all before we move on. So you know, we're down to the top 6, and so we got our Jewel Sparkles, Lana Jarrett, Lexi Love, Onya Nurve, Sam Star, and Susie too. So I know a lot of people's going back and forth in regards of like who they think that is going to be in their top 4. And you know, it kept changing depending on who it was. And I was sitting there like genuinely, you know, curious of like who you guys think are going to be in your top 4. Now for me, my top picks in so many ways are the following. Like I go back and forth. Like Susie 2 has always been in the top. I feel like Susie's gonna win. It's gonna be between Susie and Anya. Those are my top 2. Sam Star is also someone that I felt like has kind of been a dark Trojan horse. So I'm looking at her as being up there as well. But I had a lot of people in my comments. And I think it goes back between um Jewel Sparkles and Lexi. But Lexi really hasn't been giving what I was expecting her to win. I mean, to give, I don't think she's going to win. And some people feel like she's being carried. So it kind of makes me wonder, is it because, you know, RuPaul's Drag Race has been dragged so much about their lack of representation of trans performers that they think that, well, we got to keep Lexi around because we don't want to look like the people that eliminated her. But if you're on Drag Race and you're not doing what needs to be done, you can't constantly be just being safe. And we're not just going to save a girl because she's transgender. Like, to me, that's some DEI shit. Like, we're not just going to keep you around because we want to show how diverse we are. It's like, no, if they're not up for the job, then they got to go. So a lot of people, it was in my comments with the following. One said Jules, Sam, Lexi, and Anya is their choice. But I told you, mine is basically Lexi, Anya, Sam, and Susie. But if Lexi, you fuck up one more damn time and get in your head, I'm about to swap you out and put Jules up in there. Now, this another person said precisely what I think the top 4 as well, and I think the win will probably be Susie or Anya Nurve. Another person said, Felix said Anya, Sam, Lexi, and Susie. I think it's either going to be Anya or Susie that wins the season. That's what I said. Like, clearly, you can see that they're the strongest contestants. Another person said Jules, Anya, Sam, and Susie. So I feel like one person said, I agree. I'm ready for Lexi to be eliminated already because that trend she does for every runway is ridiculous. And any other contestant would have been read earlier on that and more and likely eliminated. And it's funny because when she came down that runway, I was like, girl, another damn train trailer behind you. So yeah, I definitely want to hear from you guys. Who do you think is going to be in the top 4 once we get past next week's? Well, after next week is the top 5, and then we get the top 4. So I do feel like it's on that. Like I could definitely see it's either going to be between either Lexi, Lana, and Jules. One of those 3 is probably going to be in the bottom next week, going up against each other. I could definitely see like Lana Jarrett, your days is numbered, Chad. So I definitely want to hear from you who y'all choices would be in regards of all this. Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments down below.